Oh my gosh, Trek Geeks is proud to have FanSets as our presenting sponsor. FanSets is the place for amazing pin collectibles with over 500 officially licensed Star Trek pins with new releases every month. Stay tuned for a special discount code that'll be good on your next order over there at fansets.com. Get there, go there now. FanSets, our pins have character.
Live from wherever the hell we are, Dan, it's season 2 of Thursday Night Geeks as we kick off. And by the way, buddy, not only is it season 2 of Thursday Night Geeks, but it's also the 11th anniversary of the debut of Trek Geeks, the podcast. So it's a double reason to raise our glass tonight, buddy. Here we go for year 11 and year 2, respectively.
Cheers. It is great. It is great to see you, buddy. Hope you had a good holiday. Happy New Year. So excited to be here for season 2. Wow. And I completely forgot that 11th anniversary. Unbelievable. Lots going on. New
Lots
graphics.
going on.
You've been busy. I was jamming. I thought Bon Jovi was going to walk in at any moment on that opening riff there. It was pretty awesome. I love it.
Pretty awesome indeed. Of course, I am Bill Smith alongside the extinguished gentleman from Maine, Dan Davidson, for another episode of Thursday Night Geeks, kicking it off in large style, Dan, with a multi-segment episode. But first, let's say hello to the Thursday Night Bridge crew, one and all.
Love it.
Of course, there's Trek Geek Dan saying, greetings, Ethers.
Ethers. We're out in the ether. I did correct myself, but that's okay.
Ross is in the house tonight, of course. Where else would he be? Brad has made it to 2026 and is avoiding any snow. Leon Elm 2781, I'm here. I do exist. Excellent. We're glad to hear it. And Dan, it's not Thursday night without Helen. And Helen is in the house.
Love it.
Marina's here.
Everybody.
Al is here.
Wow.
Poof 0307 is here and says, congrats, you guys. Thank you. Mr. Strikey 1. I wonder who that is, Dan. Good day, mate.
I love it.
It's good to see you down under. Rise up lights. Long story. You had to be there. And of course, Burley and Beer is here. Greetings and felicitations, one and all. Oh, wait, Dan, there's a Jamie Rogers sighting.
Who?
I know.
What?
Jamie Rogers. Hey, buddy. Good to see you.
Wow.
Yeah, tonight we got a big show on tap. Why don't you walk us through it?
We do. We got a couple of segments, like you said. We're kicking off season 2 with a couple of different things. Of course, 60th anniversary of this franchise. It's the big year. So we're going to have a bunch of special things all through the year. But right now, tonight, we're going to kick it off with something to prepare everybody for STLV. Of course, the big 60th anniversary is going to be in the desert this August. So we're going to have a couple of amazing people to talk about something really, really cool. Dr. Trek, Larry Nemecek. Oh my God. as soon as we're done talking, we're not going to talk again for the rest of the night, but that's okay. He and Teras Cassidy are going to join us to talk about their amazing Geek Nation tours. They're going to have a special, I guess, a restart or reboot maybe of one of the special tours that they did out in Vegas a few years back. We're going to talk about that. We're going to have them on in just a couple of minutes. And then in the second segment of the show, today's the day. We haven't said this in a while. Today is the day of new Star Trek. Starfleet Academy premiered today on Paramount Plus. We're going to talk about episode 1. We are not going to give away spoilers as much as possible because it just came out. I know there's a lot of people that still haven't seen it yet. And I think people are going to be surprised at the opinions that we have on it. And I can't wait to talk about it.
Dan, I'm getting some fast facts from the control room. Would you believe it's been over 10 years since Larry Nemecek has been on Trek Geeks?
Really?
It has. And
wow.
Teras has never been with us. So this is a first, which is fantastic.
Yes, that's correct.
And for all of you waiting for it, in the audience, there's your Garcia sighting. You can drink now.
All right, here we go.
We're going to be right back after the segment break with both Larry and Teras right after this. Stay there. And we're joined by two people who are much better humans than we are, Dan.
Better looking, too.
Better looking by far, our dear friend, Larry Nemecek, and our friend Teras Cassidy, who we haven't seen since Mission Chicago when he had the booth next to us.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Guys,
how are you guys doing?
I am good, but let me say happy 11th and happy 2nd. That's awesome in this world of everything shifting and changing so much, continuity.
Thank you.
Yay.
I cannot believe, and I will say I'm sorry. I did not realize this is our 11th season of Trek Geeks, and it's been over a decade since we had you on the show. So welcome back. If you can remember that far back. I don't know if you can. I know I couldn't.
I just wanted to get you off the ground, but the kids, do they ever write? Once they never.
Well, Dan, for all the times we've been on the Trek Files, I think that we are remiss.
Now,
very good.
I need to have you on my live show. The Trek Files is like, if we can figure out a way to connect you, professionally to the franchise, that's.
Well, we're screwed there because we are as unprofessional as it gets.
And that's why you're special.
That's right.
So very special. Well, guys, it is so great to have you here. We're looking forward to celebrating the 60th year of the franchise. Before we kind of get into the meat of what's going on with the tours this year, how are you guys feeling about year 60? Teras, why don't we start with you, since if we don't, you might never get a chance to speak.
First of all, congratulations also. That's really
Thanks,
cool
man.
that it's been a decade or more already. And I think we're headed to, Star Trek is always in a hopeful future. And I think that what's great about it is that we have a lot of extra viewing this year. Of course, Starfleet Academy is coming out. I haven't seen it yet either. And I'm looking forward to all things Trek this year in 2026. So we'll give it to Larry because then he can.
Larry, what about you, my man?
Yeah, Teras. So see, does everybody know Teras is out in Alberta and has had this company for 10 years and is a master of many things geek, and he
That's right.
devotes part of his geekiness to the Trek world, a chunk of it. Yeah.
I'm a huge fan, of course. I've been a fan since I was really knee-high to a grasshopper, and Star Trek's been a really big part of my life for my whole life. And I think it's hope is really what brings me back,
especially nowadays.
Without a doubt.
It's great to have you both here. There's a lot to get to in a short amount of time, so let's jump right into it. Larry, you reached out to me not too long ago to talk about the fact that you were bringing this back, and I think it's a fantastic idea. So give us a rundown of what's actually you've got cooked up, not only for Vegas but also in LA and stuff like that. But what do you got special coming up for the 60th anniversary when we're at STLV and oh boy, less than 7 months,
200 days.
Whoa. Yeah. Well, so Geek Nation Tours is, am I doing this right? This guy's baby, who got me involved. And it's one of those cases, it was like a silver lining out of chaos. Out of the 08-09 crash, he started Geek Nation Tours. He can tell you that. But he comes up to me at Vegas about 2011 or so and says, do you think that a Star Trek tour would work in some way? And I had been wanting to do a book about the location sites or whatever before it was. And I thought, oh my God, this is amazing. And eventually from that is where I started doing my day tours just on my own. But for 3 different editions, 2012, 2014, and then the big 50th in 2016, we did different iterations of we called it the LA to Vegas tour. Mm-hmm. And it was the week before Vegas. So you didn't have to go to the con, but we wound up in Vegas and took advantage of going out to Valley of Fire for a day even. But it was 4, 5, 6 days of going to sites around here. And then, between that pandemic thing and everything else, we just got off track about keeping it going. So it was like, hey, it's the 60th. People are excited. This is, what a great time to bring it back. And so it's been 10 years. Talk about things lapsing.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years. So, and this time, though, what we had not really done before was we have added some Star Trek friends there. Yeah.
Awesome. Very good.
I think that's. Oh.
Sorry, go ahead, please. Yeah.
Where it really kind of shines. We're going to Star Trek locations, of course, but really the point of this one is to bring more Trek to what we're doing. And not only do we have like Star Trek celebrities, but we also have a lot of amazing stops that along the way. And of course, we have Larry to help us find out why we're in any particular location. Of course, the location is always, sometimes it has a lot of tourist vibes anyway, but all the local Trek reason why we're there. And we get to explore right at the location what happened at the time, and as some props as he just did.
So how did you come? Oh, I think I blipped there for a second.
Quick blip.
We all blipped.
Okay.
It was a blip.
Thank you, Internet. So as I was saying, in 60 years, there's a metric ton of locations that Star Trek has been to. How do you kind of make that a manageable list of places to tour with people?
Well, there were about 40 around SoCal, around Southern California. And that's a big swath because you can go almost down to the Mexican border in Arizona. And then now, thanks to the Picard series, up to halfway to San Francisco. Mm-hmm. And then you've got the San Francisco locations, which we did a separate tour in 2016 with the big 50th when everybody was so crazy to do things. We actually had 2 different sections and we did a San Francisco tour. But there's now, thank you, Picard, there's now because everything else is in Toronto, right? So everything is Canadian except for the Picard series. But there's actually over 50 different places. Everybody loves Vasquez Rocks. That's new and big and famous, and you can go out there on your own. You might not know all the cool ins and outs. And there's some really obscure places. So just, the research I've done over the years and having call sheets and things was a great way to go, oh, here's this wacky doodle little obscure, the Klingon Blodoth house. Did you know the Klingon Blodoth house was actually a Frank Lloyd Wright house too?
Really?
Yeah. That weird, design that you always see in the picture with their post out in front. So it's like that poor house, the owners of that house over the years, sometimes they're more opening to visitors than not, but they always have a little sign out because they expect anybody dropping by who wants to take a picture to be a Frank Lloyd Wright fan. And I don't know where along the way they finally figured out that the stray batless that get left behind maybe or something else. But anyway, there's a whole range of places you can go. There's, at my count, there's over 50 around the greater area. So we have to pick and choose and make logistics. You only do so much in a day and only so much in 5 or 6 days.
And a lot of our stops have multiple film locations or films associated with it. Like Vasquez Rocks is a really great example of that. Of course, you've got multiple places within the universe that happened there. Mm-hmm. And it's a wonderful place to visit. And we have Bobby Clark there, who comes and talks about how awful it was to be in a Gorn suit at 103, and how it was the worst fight he ever did in his cowboy movie days. But it was great. And then we just switched the camera a little bit, and Larry talks about what this particular episode was, and then switch a camera again and talks about this episode. So, and
there's a thing, having it be the 60th anniversary, and I'm just going to say, I didn't say this a minute ago, but the 50th was a big deal. And we talked about it, and it was huge, and things like the Vegas, sold, things were selling out, and it was just an incredible year. And so many people in the US and so many American fans and so many people around the world said, oh my God, if I'm ever going to do a cruise, or if I'm ever going to go to Vegas, or if I'm ever going to do this or such, it's for the 50th and I got to go. And things were crazy. And I never thought the 60th would be like that. It's like, who treats the 60th like the 50th of an anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Star Trek fans.
But then somebody said, then I heard people bubbling up at Vegas last year. And I'm so excited for the 60th. And I'm like, really? And then somebody had to finally tell me, Larry, we may not have some folks around for the 75th. We need to celebrate all we can now. And I'm like, oh, right. So that's, we're gonna have a blast this year. It's overdue. It's overdue for us to go out.
It is. Yeah.
So with the Vegas aspect of it, you said that you go to the Valley of Fire, of course, where some iconic scenes from Generations, Bill's favorite Star Trek movie, were filmed. But do you know? Answer me this, because I have not been on the tour. I have not been to that area. Are there still? I've heard rumors that there are still things from that filming that are still there, like bolted into the rocks and stuff like. Is that true, or do we have to wait for the tour?
Despite my best efforts, this stuff is getting out on the internet. No. So Silica Dome is the actual place that they use for the Saran's rocket tower and everything, and the helicopter flights they used. Then they didn't have drones in '94, but all of that is around a place called Silica Dome, and it's big, and we've got a couple of maps from the production, and it's cool to go out there. What's weird was the first time we went, we were making discoveries as we got there. Once we were out there, they said, you guys know there's a bridge from that movie that's here. And I'm like, I said, we were just out there. I didn't see anything at the mountain. No, it's not the mountain. So apparently when they didn't just have the bridge that that Kirk dies under that falls down. They actually had functioning bridges for the crew to scramble around. Oh. And they shot out there twice, right? And they had to redo the ending, all that stuff. Like, was it any better? Who knows? But they were running out of time. But they had several of those welded metal, bridges, with the grid in it that you see through and all that. And when they got done, they had backups. And when they were done with the shoot, they had an extra bridge that was just sitting there intact, like you'd go to an oil field rental place and rent it. And they donated it to the park. Here, take it rather than haul it back to LA. Guys, use it. So they have gone out to a dry wash bed, a creek bed that's dry most of the time, and used it for a bridge for a hiking trail. Has nothing to do with the movie. Right. And, we were picking our jaws. Like, what? What is the world not? You look at a map. There's no clue. We had to hear it now. Since 2012 or whatever, they have put it on the maps, like the park maps. Yeah. Oh, cool. The Star Trek bridge. Yeah. But yes, nice. You can go over and you can see the pictures. You
can see a little bit of rust, blood type of color on it from
blood. Yes.
he's still there. Yeah, that's how he, whatever version of him coming back you want to.
But we've had a lot of fun with it. We've done like calling the Nexus poses. We get the group out there and we get underneath the bridge and play like it fell, pretend it fell on us. People do goofy.
And we're all good. We're all very excited when people cosplay all the way through the tours. So because there's the pictures that we get are amazing, right? So we did have Larry getting crushed by the bridge though. That was
as they all applauded.
I will pay money to see that one.
It was not fun.
I meant Bill's version.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
So what'll happen is that when they reincarnate James T. Kirk, he'll probably look like Larry. Really, is probably what's gonna.
As long as he doesn't look like Dan, we're fine.
That's true.
I think
So at that point, it'll be Captain on the Bridge again, and not Bridge on the Captain, as Shatner.
That's right.
Oh.
you got it. Yeah.
Do you guys have any personal favorite stops on either of the tours, whether it's, out to the Valley of Fire or it's the sites around California? Do you have one that you just personally love to go to for your fandom? And a hush.
I would say I really like Griffiths Observatory. That whole Griffiths Park. Yep. I think it's an amazing place to go, even if you're not a Star Trek fan. It's got good vibes for us. Star Trek, good vibes for us Star Trek fans. But the view of LA is outstanding. You get to look at the stars if you like. Go to the actual theater and see its history. But just hanging out in that
Leonard
park
Nimoy and Susan Nimoy Theater.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's Leonard, and he's got do they still film? Do they still have that bit there, Larry? Do you know?
The intro, about how they raised the whole thing up and added the addition.
Yeah, that's a really cool history. It's
been 20 years now since they did that. That's kind of amazing. In the aughts, they closed down and they had no room. It sticks out on a promontory, and they needed to expand, and so they this was like 2002 or something. They dug underneath. They cranked up this 1930s WPA, Art Deco planetarium below, and they did the whole thing up in the air, and then they dug out the mountain peak beneath it and put in a double story and a new gift shop and a whole new expanse place. And the Leonard Nimoy Event Horizon Theater is in there, anyway, it's amazing. And then they lowered it back down, and it was like, I don't know if we can still do this now. It's amazing that there's not a crack anywhere, but they did it. Yeah. It took 5, 6, 7 years, and they reopened. But
that's incredible.
It's amazing. But it was, thank you Voyager, thank you Future's End, because we got 8 or 10 touristy LA places. Yeah. When Freakosaurus and the rest of them were running around with Sarah Silverman.
Freakosaurus.
You remember?
All too well, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yep.
You're a real Freakosaurus Rex, Larry.
Yeah. See, you can go to the observatory. Just watch out for a beat up old blue van.
That's right. Does it have candy? Dan wants to know.
Yes, you will be taken, snatched. So I go there with friends and everything. I really like that particular spot. It's a
awesome.
It's a great one to start. And that's talking about stars.
And Teras, tell everybody about you do this with all, because Teras they have historical tours, they have military site tours, they do game convention trips and tours and things. You guys go to Gen Con and Adepticon and
we have tons of all things geek, basically.
Right. But you have that, what do you call it, the alternate universe tour?
What's that?
You have that alternative universe
tour for
the plus ones that don't care.
Yeah, my wife demanded that I put the alternate universe parallel universe actually portion of our company, where we take care of the non-geek spouse as
nice.
Such a thing still.
So exists. If someone wants to come along, and they'll come up to Griffith's Observatory, and they'll both get their thing. But the next day, if we go somewhere else that's very geeky, that someone's saying, no, I'd rather go to a baseball game or shopping or a museum, I take care of all that too. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's very good.
I want to make sure that everybody's happy and doing something cool. And it's a good little bit. But I was saying about the observatory, we also, all the way through, we try to have a guest all the way through, and Tim Russ will be up there with us, and he's
awesome. That's cool.
Observatory astronomer. He's not an observatory, actually. He's astronomer.
What doesn't Tim Russ do?
It's apparently been a long day in the wilds of Alberta.
And so we get to see what he likes to do on his off when he's not when he doesn't have pointy ears.
Yeah. If you
Nice.
don't know, Tim's a great astronomer. He's even done ads for some telescopes and things. But
I didn't know about
he's-
the astronomy. I knew about the music that he does, but I did not
Yeah,
know about the
yeah.
astronomy. That's pretty
No,
awesome.
Yeah.
he's been when we first moved to LA and Janet was working on Voyager and Voyager had just started and Tim was still in his sidewalk astronomer phase. And there's 2 or 3 places, like the closest places you can drive out of LA and get the biggest drop in light pollution. You know, you go
Mhm.
up north and somewhere on the way he said, hey, we're going to have some astronomers out with telescopes come up there, and told Janet at work one day. And we took our son, who's now Cadet Alice's father, but our son and his best friend, and we all went up, and they're all, I don't know, it was like 30 minutes north of LA, and they're out there. And one of my first memories was walking along and seeing these guys at night with their telescopes, and all of a sudden I look up, and here's Tuvok with his Tuvok. So, hey guys, you made it. And I'm just like, what a great
Wow.
guy. So Tim's awesome. He's going to join us at the observatory for a little sidewalk
That's
astronomy. Yeah,
Nice.
after he's with us, talking about the location and everything,
Yep.
and when they shot.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite, Larry, other than the observatory from like Terrace?
Oh wow! Part of it, the big tour, and then when I do my day tours, I just like when people get to Vasquez Rocks, and then when people go to the Tillman Water Plant, which is a sewer plant, but
Right.
it was Berman era Starfleet Academy, right?
Yep.
That iconic, and then with the matte paintings added to
Mhm.
it. But like the first duty, all of those moments, and the DS9 trip to
Yep.
San Francisco,
Two-parter. Yep.
the two-parter, and just having people walk through the gate and then they turn around and they look back and just watching their face light up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like, I don't know, some of the places, and then I love the obscure places like Vasquez Rocks, but the backs, there's like 12 or 13 episodes that filmed there, and they're not all about the tilty rocks.
Right.
There's other places too. And I had a fan, she had been around Star Trek for a few years and this Earth. And we were at Vasquez and we were the Gorn, and here's Friday's Child and the Capellans. And she goes, but they filmed Who Watches the Watchers out. I'm like, yes, I'm going to get to that. She goes, do you know where she gave Picard the tapestry? And I go, yes, I do. And she was just like a little kid. Her big thing in life was she wanted to go to Tapestry Rock, where Nuria gives Picard the thing that's over his chair the entire rest of his career.
Yeah.
She loved that moment. She loved that episode. And it just made her, the whole day could have been nothing, but we got the Tapestry. So that's what I love. It's like seeing what, because I've seen a lot of the places, but even saying that, there's a lot of them I know intellectually, or like I know on a map where they are, but I actually haven't gone there yet. So it's fun to go somewhere the first time and go scope it out.
Nice. All I got to say is hashtag Tilty Rocks. That's what I'm going with.
I like it.
And I love that.
Dan can't even spell hashtag, which is amazing.
I can't even make the symbol.
You'd rather
correctly.
say tic-tac-toe sign.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
In the few minutes that we have left, guys, tell us what you're hoping. Who, in addition to Tim, who you were going to be having join you for this year's tours that you already know of, and if you can give us a little maybe possibilities of people that you've talked to that might be able to join you.
Well, we'll have Bobby back for Vasquez.
Mhm.
And he lives right close by there.
I say he lives like next door, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just an old desert rat. He loves coming over there. And well, that's what he'd say. And we're so lucky to have Bobby there and talk about being. And you can see Bob. You can see all these guys at conventions, and Bobby especially, because that's kind of. I mean, he was on the show other ways too, but that's kind of his big thing. But it's really something to be there and have him gesture and walk over and talk, and not just talking behind his booth or on stage or something. But we have Sirach for the one that no one knows about until you're there is Bronson Canyon and Bronson Cave. And Sirach is coming out to talk, and even more was there than at Vasquez Rocks. And it's so close and yet so versatile. And Sirach's going to be there to talk about Nor the Battle to the Strong, which is like the red badge of courage of DS9.
Yep.
Armin's going to be a guest, and somewhere on the way between whatever play he might be part of and Shakespeare, and tying it into our locations.
Cool.
There you go.
There you go. Nice.
And then we've got some more. We do have some people to nail down this month. People that wanted to let and see what their schedules were like for 2026. So I don't want to say who we might be having or whatever.
Okay.
No spoilers.
But there are some other. There's at least one more, maybe two, to add to this guest list.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yes.
So for folks who are considering like the Valley of Fire, right? It's Vegas. It's August. I imagine it's going to be hotter than the hinges on the gates of hell, as my mother used to say.
Yeah.
But ideally, what should people prepare for? What do they need to bring?
They need to get up early in the morning.
Very
okay.
early. Yep.
Good to know.
Because that's really why we go. We go like, I think 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. 7.
And it's an hour out there from talking about the Valley of Fire Day.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
We leave at 8, and then we're back by, and then we take advantage. We have lunch out there, but we're in a picnic pavilion that's covered. But we take advantage of the visitor center out there and getting on and off the bus and all that at different, driving. So
getting in and out of the heat is.
We haven't lost any heat stroke people yet.
Yet.
And it is firecracker hot. When you get back to Vegas, you're like, wow, Vegas.
It's a dry heat.
It is. But so is a kiln.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we aim to be back at 2. So that's hot. But like, come back, take a shower, recuperate, and it's on Eve. Yeah. So get ready for landing party. Get ready for whatever it is you're doing.
Have a nap.
Yeah.
I definitely would need one. That's for sure. I would go on the Valley of Fire, but that means Dan would have to set up the Trek Geeks booth on his own, and he can't be trusted to do that. You've met Dan, Larry. We've met Dan.
Everything would fall apart.
Speaking about the rusty hinges of hell, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So people, head on over to geeknationtours.com. Take a look at what's available. Sign
a link
up
at the bottom too.
Yeah, there's a special link that we created
right to the
for
page.
everybody here tonight. It'll take you right to that page. Check it out.
Just say, guys, it is great for first timers, newbies. We have to have at least 10 to make, but we cut it off at what, Teras? 20?
20, just over 20, including
it's never more than one bus, so we're not spread out.
That's really cool.
It's a great way to meet people before you get to Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we try to create that community, right? So it's a community within a community. Everybody has a common vocabulary. And it's quite an adventure for sure.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, guys. Thank you so much for
for
coming here. I'm sure we'll see you in Vegas, but hopefully we'll encounter each other before then. But if you have any more updates or want to spring some additional celebs that may be on the tour, give us a holler.
I will. I'll try to do it faster than another 10 years.
Well, you can blame Dan for that. He's the vice president of guest relations.
Yes.
He just had me on recently.
I bet.
That's right.
Like half an hour ago.
That's half an hour ago. All right, guys, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna go to a quick break and do some business with America to talk about FanSets, and then we'll be back to talk about Starfleet Academy. So don't go anywhere. Stay right there.
Thanks guys.
Trek well.
Dan, here we are to talk about our presenting sponsor, our dear, dear friends, our Star Trek family at FanSets. So proud to have them as a part of Trek Geeks for now, coming up on a full decade, buddy.
I know it really is amazing. Here we are, a new season, another week, another moment to thank the best team in the business. As everybody knows, FanSets has over 500 officially licensed Star Trek pins. They release new stuff every single month. But before we get into the new pins, want to wish them a very happy 10th anniversary this year. They are starting their next decade of business with great pins for everyone. There's going to be all kinds of celebrations and specials over the course of 2026. And I know, Bill, I speak for you, and I say that we are so proud to be part of their wonderful family. And also, happiest of birthdays to John just a few days ago. And as we record tonight, happy birthday, Lou. Lou's birthday is today, January 15th. Happy birthday, buddy. Hope you both had great days. But you guys want to hear about pins. So we're going to talk about pins right now.
Let's talk
now,
about
available
pins, yo.
at fansets.com in honor of the premiere of Starfleet Academy, which is today. You can get this new Starfleet Academy Phoenix logo. Looks beautiful. The latest micro crew pin is now available, and it's another Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks crossover pin. It's Ortegas. That's available right now. And dude, this is the big one. Not in size, but just in sheer awesomeness. It's the 60th anniversary of Star Trek, and you can get this brand new, sizzling hot and gorgeous 60th anniversary Delta in magnet or pin form right now at fansets.com. And take my advice, folks. Head on out, get that pin right now because it's going to sell out. I'm guaranteeing you right now. Put my money down on that, Bill.
All I hear is you're shelling out money, and I want some of it. But honestly, I'm just going to use that money to go to Fansets, get all those pins. I'm going to put them in my cart. I'm going to go, that goes in my cart, and that goes in my cart, and this goes in my cart. And I'm going to check out. And Dan, at checkout, I'm going to use that special discount code Trek Geeks. All together, all caps, no spaces, for 10% off my entire order at fansets.com.
Beautiful.
In fact, I may throw in some stuff that we didn't talk about today, simply so I can run up more on your credit card.
There you go. Like the great Dan/Galt pin.
Oh, that pin sucks.
Fansets. Our pins have character, and we thank our friends at Fansets for being the presenting sponsor of Thursday Night Geeks.
I'm glad nobody can see me dancing during the break other than Garcia, quite frankly. And I'm sure it makes him want to vomit.
I'm glad I can't see it either.
By the way, Garcia sighting. Which means everybody has to drink.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Daniel, what you drinking?
Dude, ever since Vegas, what can I say? I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy. What did they call them back in the old days? Fashions?
New fashions, maybe. I don't know.
New fashions. All right. Because I knew it was the ancient West in Fistful of Datas instead of the old West. So I'm just curious.
Well, it's because it was like 400 years ago at that point.
I understand that. But this drink could have come out thousands of years ago for all we know.
Dumb.
So, hey, before we get into Starfleet Academy, buddy, I did want to give a little Patreon information out because we are in the new year now. I don't care what you're drinking. No, go ahead. I completely forgot. Go ahead. Hey, buddy, I just... Finally, folks, I knew it would happen. I didn't think it was going to be that easy, but welcome to the Trek Geek Thursday Night Geek Show. Thank you. I'm your host, Dan Davidson, and I'm going to be here to talk about whatever you want, whenever you want. Please come back, Bill, because I'm running out of things to say, and I really would appreciate it. And I love you, and I miss you.
See, the best part is I didn't go anywhere. I just soloed you. I am drinking Freeland bourbon aged in cider barrels. And it's a brand new one they have. They are not a sponsor, so that I'm not getting paid for this. But I would gladly give them free spots if they kept me in this bourbon because it is fantastic.
It's funny because I put apple cider in my old fashions these days.
Weird.
The cider barrel just has got me going like, whoa. Thank you.
Like I can admit, neither was anybody.
That's pretty good though.
So anyway, you may talk about Patreonical type things.
Yes. So very quickly, just want to let Patreon people who are listening know whether you're live on the live stream or listening after the fact. The move is complete. I am now in Maine. I'm in Biddeford, Maine now. My wife and I are extremely happy. We love the place. I'm still decorating, as you can see behind us. But one of the things that I started doing before the move from New Hampshire back in December was starting to send out this year's Patreon pins. I sent out one batch, and I still have the rest to send out. I'm hoping to get them sent out by the end of the month at the very latest, hopefully a little bit sooner. My son, Max, and my future daughter-in-law are getting married this weekend, so I'm not going to be able to do anything this weekend. But congratulations to Katie and Max. Very excited. And those pins are on their way, so don't you worry. You're going to get it. Even though it's a year wrong, and next year will be the right year and the wrong year, but we'll fix that all up. It's all good.
I stopped paying attention when you started talking. So did you say anything I needed to know?
Just just that you're the best.
Larry's still watching. Unfortunately, he's just in for the long haul with all this torture. Not only was he on the show, but now he's watching
Yes.
the whole nine, which is fantastic. Is that your main place of residence now, Dan?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. This is our new place. And I'm going to be very honest. This trophy case behind me was one of the selling points. That was when I saw this. I'm like,
that is so
get
dumb.
This house. But I'm sorry. I don't care. I love it because I get all my Star Trek stuff, a place to put it. It's we're here now for good. We love it. We're very excited. It's very cozy. The dogs are all acclimated very well. They love their new huge backyard. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Can somebody ban Al? Are tribbles dangerous? No, they're not. Quite frankly. And Teras is watching too. So apparently Teras hasn't had enough
torture.
Hasn't had enough torture either.
It's great to have
a very long haul. So Dan, let's talk about Starfleet Academy. We're going to keep this mostly as spoiler free as we can. Only because there are people who haven't seen it yet. The episode just launched today. Although if you don't have Paramount Plus and are in the United States, you can watch the first 2 episodes on YouTube for free, which is fantastic. And I know Pluto has actually added more dedicated Star Trek channels and will be showing the 2-episode premiere of Starfleet Academy this weekend, which is fantastic. I was not prepared for that. It shows that horrible corporation CBS is dedicated to promoting the series as much as they can, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's great. And we have been talking about our trepidation and our concern about what the show is going to be like over the last year or so. We have not had very high hopes going in. We know that there's been a lot of build up to this day. I remember our dear friend Anne-Marie, I saw a post of hers this morning, and she's a very calm person normally. Kidding. She's not. She's very energetic, and I love what she said. She said, I'm so happy to now have a new favorite Star Trek series since Voyager.
That's pretty serious.
It is serious. I got to tell you, and I'm not going to give spoilers away. I have seen the first 5 episodes. I've not seen the 6th episode that we as podcasters have gotten the first 6 episodes so far. I was very non-committal for this show.
You were.
Expectations. I wasn't looking forward to it. I didn't know what to think of with the trailer. And I'm going to tell you right now, I fucking love this show. I am so excited about it. I love what it's done. I was very concerned about it, partly because of what they did with Section 31. It was very K-pop, and the way that the trailer came out, I was not happy about. And of course, we all know what a train wreck Section 31 is. 100% different attitude regarding this since I have started watching the show. My wife and I are loving this show, and I cannot wait to talk about it.
I will too also give my feelings on the show. As you know, going into it, I did not want to watch it at all.
Yeah.
I had no interest in Starfleet Academy. As you remember last season on Thursday Night Geeks, I said, if the saucer section of that ship actually winds up being part of the building, I'm going to rage. And I'm not going to lie, I did scream at my television when that happened. But by and large, I did like the first 2 episodes. I do think that this series is off to a great start. And you know what it's about, Dan? It's about hope. You know, Starfleet Academy is coming back to Earth for the first time in Star Trek time in 100 years. And nobody knows really what it's going to be like. So they kind of go for an unconventional choice as the chancellor of Starfleet Academy, which I really kind of adore at this point.
Yep.
And I was worried there was going to be a little too much, Star Trek Dawson's Creek or Star Trek 90210. While there are still some elements I do not like about the series, which I'll talk about in a second. I do like the series. Do I love it? Not yet.
Okay.
Am I going to watch it? Absolutely. Do I think that it has real potential? I genuinely do. I think that this has more potential than I truly thought it did.
Yes.
When we were just sort of talking about it before it premiered. So I am very happy with the first couple of episodes. I think they are off to a fantastic start, and I think the casting on this show is some of the best we've seen in modern Star Trek.
I absolutely agree. One of the things that I have found myself really appreciating, and it's something that I was scared about before starting to watch the show, is how normal the people are. And that might sound a little weird, but when we watch Star Trek, you got Picard, and he's always, this Picard, the Picard maneuver and straight uniform. But these are kids. They're kids in a school. They're horny, they're loudmouthed, they're brash, that all of these things that we all had when we were late teens, early 20s. And it's great to see that atmosphere in Star Trek. And it really, really works. And I didn't think it was going to when we got the premise of what was going to go on. I know, don't get me started on the whole in the future thing. I haven't even really thought about that. And the times I have thought about it, I haven't had a problem with it because of the way that they have explained things a little bit with regards to the burn. And we have, of course, in the future there, we're going to have the cadet master, who is and it's not really a spoiler because it's been out there. She's a Klingon Jem'Hadar hybrid. So we have these things that we wouldn't have seen in Star Trek at our normal 24th century time. So I think it's fun that we're seeing those things. And I'm going to go right out right now and say, we've only seen him for a few minutes of screen time. Paul Giamatti cannot go wrong in this role. He is freaking incredible in this role, and I love him.
I am blown away by Giamatti, who turns out is a big fan of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. Yep.
Big fan. I get a little... wait a second. Your wife is watching. Cheer up, Bill. I like the show. Sue.
Love you, hon.
I like the show. I feel like his performance is part. He likes to. I think he said he's kind of channeling a little bit of Gul Dukat. I think it's kind of like a cross of Dukat and Khan.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
He just gets to chew scenery, man, and it is really fun to watch. But also, it's fun to watch him and Holly Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I've always liked Holly Hunter. I've been a big fan of hers for a long time. Academy Award winner. I mean, and just the dynamic between the two of them, I think is fun to watch. Really fun to watch.
His dialogue is great. I think my favorite line of the series so far, 5 episodes in, is the origami chicken. I just absolutely love that. Payback's a bitch. I love it. I thought it was great. You can see you can really see the love for the show that he has in his presentation, I think. I really am looking forward to seeing what happens with his character, and I hope we get to see a lot more of him in the second half of the season. But yeah, it's been great. And I love the quirkiness of the Chancellor, the walking around in their bare feet and hanging on the furniture the way she does is just, it's so non-Starfleet, but at the same time, I really have grown to adore it. I think it's funny and cute.
That is such a flex, though. I mean, here she is walking around. She's the Chancellor of the Academy, walking around in her bare feet because she feels grounded. It makes me think a little of Die Hard, but especially the way it plays off of, in the scene. I don't want to talk too much about the characters or the developments, but I really like the way it kind of gives her a bit of an edge because it throws somebody off their balance.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that aspect. I love seeing Oded Fair back as Admiral Vance.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we have Stephen Colbert as sort of the loudspeaker.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a computer or what he is. But that's awesome. This is the role I actually like Jet Reno for.
I was going to say, I've enjoyed Tig as well. She fits in great, and she fits in great with the Doctor, who's not really a doctor now. He's kind of more of a teacher, but it works great. And the scenes that Jet has been in have been funny. It's not been stupid funny. It's been I've actually laughed out loud with some of the things that she does and says.
Yeah, and I have too. It's been appropriate for the setting.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of I know more than you do. I think it really fits here. And I think that that's one of the things that I didn't like about the characterization on Discovery. All these people on Discovery are career Starfleet officers. They're the best at what they do. Stamets is, practically a science god.
Mm-hmm.
And here she is giving him shit. I mean, yeah, okay, that's who she is, but I just didn't really feel like it fit.
Yeah.
That for me was a problem.
Right.
Here, I think that this is the prime way to use that character as an instructor at the academy. You know what? No more gallivanting on starships anymore. That's totally cool. You don't need that.
Yeah.
But I think that the thing that, and I'm trying to save a photo real quick here so that I can actually open it.
No, that's fine. While you're saving that, I can bring up one thing that I like also.
Yeah, go right ahead.
If you want. And it has nothing to do with the show itself. It has to do with the start of a Star Trek show. A few years back, they came out with the cool, the starship of whatever show we're watching, flying through space, doing the warp and doing the Delta symbol, and then flying off to the great horns and the sound of the original series. What they have done for the 60th anniversary is incredible. So if you have not seen it yet, when you start your episode on Paramount Plus or wherever you're going to watch it, watch that beginning series, because not only do they show all the shows starting with the TOS Enterprise and working its way up all the way through Starfleet Academy, they do it in the order not of linear time, but of the order that we have seen them as fans through the 60 years. And I think that's what I love so much about it.
One of the things I am delighted about, and let me share my screen so that I can do this and make sense about it, is the fact that this guy right here is back in Star Trek. Bob Picardo is just such a joy of a human being. I adore Bob Picardo. He's a great person. Every time we come knocking on his door for Trek Talks, he says, yes, and what else can I do?
Mm-hmm.
But to know that he gets a chance to come back to Star Trek as the same character, I think means the world to me. I didn't know that I needed it at this point.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we've got it.
And it's interesting that you say that, because it was so exciting to see him in Prodigy, but it was still just animated and his voice. So seeing him, the real person / hologram, is really great. And I love how they already worked in he developed an aging program into his Matrix so that he looks older, because he's been around for 800 years, whatever.
Which makes sense. I mean,
it makes sense. I mean, Data did the same thing, so it makes sense that he does something like that. I just really, it's really good to see him. I talked about it briefly, how we have a Jem'Hadar Klingon cadet master. We also, as Al pointed out a few minutes ago, Giamatti's character is a Klingorite, a Tellarite Klingon, which is kind of cool too.
Why do we feel the need to have all these half-breeds?
Because they can do it now, because it's in the future. So they're going to do it. I'm sure that's not the only ones we're going to see. I guarantee that. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know. But I did like it. And I liked how we found out about it in the middle of a scene, which I don't want to get too spoilerish.
Yeah, because you're being called out for spoilers, so cut it out.
Yep. Oh, did I say what I say bad?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Here's what I want to talk about. And I want to go back to the first officer / drill instructor, Laura Falk, I think her name is.
Falk, yep.
I have a problem. People love this character, by the way. All over social media, I'm reading how people love this character. I don't like this character as they're written right now today. I hope this character will grow, but I think that Starfleet is an organization that would be past punitive instruction like drill instructors. I'm the son of a Marine Corps drill instructor. I get it. I get why they're necessary in preparing a fighting force. I understand. There's a war college in Starfleet, next door to Starfleet Academy, not a spoiler. And there is Starfleet. Now, I understand she's got some war college roots, also part of the character, but I think that there wouldn't be the need for physical correction and screaming like there is from this character. That's my own 2 cents about it.
Okay.
Other people love it, and that's fine, but I really dislike that look of the character right now today.
Okay. I don't mind it. I know that even in so far in the future and all of the morality that comes with Star Trek, and that we've grown to be a better people, I'm not surprised, because I feel that no matter how far in the future we get, we're always going to get that type of mindset in the military, even though it's Starfleet Academy. And I totally understand what you're saying. She's a drill instructor for all intents and purposes, so I get it. What I love so much about her is apparently, I apologize that I don't remember the name of the actor playing her. She's a British comedian.
She is.
And her comedy as this character, I think, really is what a lot of people are loving about this character.
Yeah.
I really hope we get a deep dive into her past and get some answers to some questions that I know are already out there about what she is. But I do like the character. I think she's one of the highlights and one of the high points of the cast.
Yes, she is Gina Yasher, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
Al says the ship montage. I got to throw a flag here, Al. The ship montage is not a spoiler. It's been all over social media for 2 days.
Okay. Oh, is that what the spoil? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't feel as bad because that wasn't anything to do with the show, so that's good.
Yeah. That's going to be airing all throughout any new episodes of Star Trek in 2026. So what the 2 shows we have left. Ross says, not sure if it was drill instructor, but more the combination of Klingon and Jem'Hadar race combinations. She's going to be loud and gruff. I agree, but there are times where she's literally screaming. And I think Starfleet would be past that. As an organization, because we're supposed to have the best and the brightest at Starfleet Command. At Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
So many Starfleets. But that's just my feeling about it.
I will say one thing, and it's not really a spoiler, but it's one little thing that happened in the episode. And this is where I was like, okay, that wasn't very nice. There's one scene where it's raining. They're over this like pergola or something. And she's, barking out stuff. And she's purposely trying to see who will get scared first.
Right.
At one point, one cadet starts crying and runs away. I didn't like that scene. She's the drill instructor. She's the Louis Gossett Jr., an officer and gentleman, basically.
That's exactly where I was going to next.
Yeah.
This isn't an officer and a gentleman.
Yeah.
These are all the best and brightest who want to be there.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Sue in for another golden comment. I would have gone
always
screaming, but I live with Dan and he's loud. I think the laugh is louder than the voice, Sue, but that's just me.
I always ask Sue if she's going to watch, and now I'm wondering why. Victory is life.
Victory is life.
I love it.
I'm hoping that this character softens as the season goes on and adopts more of Starfleet Command and less War College. But right now, I just don't think it fits. The other things I don't think fit, and these are minor things, but I think they say a lot about Starfleet Academy, is the game of keep away. That's just way too high school.
It is.
It's stupid. And then the scene that they released to the web before the premiere with Captain Ahe in her command chair on the Athena.
Yeah.
Before that, she's curled up reading a book in the command chair, and I just don't think a Starfleet captain would be curled up into a ball reading a hardcover book in a command chair on the bridge of a starship.
I can appreciate your opinion, but I don't have a problem with that at all, because every captain, regardless of their training, has their own way that they do things. And she is so laid back. I mean, she's 400 and something. Oh, I don't want to give anything away.
Well, they've already announced what race she is.
Okay. So she's very old and full of wisdom and experience and everything. I actually think it is kind of neat to see something that we're not used to with our Starfleet captains, which is one of the things that I think is so fresh about the series. Like I said at the beginning, it's regular life people in Star Trek, and I really like that.
Rick sums it up for me perfectly. That was her first day back as a captain. It was a little too lax for me. Sue says she's old, she can do what she wants. If we applied that to Dan, Sue, we'd both be in a lot of trouble.
She's older than I am.
No, she's not. If she is, she certainly doesn't look it, because you look older than hell.
I mean, love you, honey. Yeah,
We're in trouble when my wife starts watching.
well, that's true.
Yeah.
I can. Getting back to your point, first day, yeah, but first day back after being a captain for a long time, maybe she's just like, you know what? I don't have to score points with anybody. I can do what I want. I'm going to do it the way I used to do it before I went to Bejor to take care of all the orphan kids for 15 years.
Dan's just dropping spoilers right and left.
That's why I said what? I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's true almost every day.
I will say this. I'm not going to give away any spoilers. Like I said, I'm 5 episodes in. Not with what I'm going to say. 5 episodes in. Every episode I think has been better than the previous one. I just watched the 5th episode, and the 5th episode is probably one of the biggest punches in the stomach I've had in 20 years, in a good way.
You were telling me about that, and I'm looking forward to getting to it. You and I, of course, had screener access. We've had them for the last month, but you moved, and I've had a horrible work schedule. So I haven't had a chance to watch them all, but I think I'm going to catch up this weekend. And Rick brings up a great point here. That 5th episode written by Tanya Newsom. And I can't wait to see what it is you're talking about, because I have no idea.
I think it was Tanya and Kirsten wrote that one. Yeah.
Yep. That sounds about right. And Kirsten's an amazing writer, and Tanya's a great writer too. But I appreciate the ways that they're trying to tie this show in with callbacks to things without being super lower deckish about it. It's not in your face callbacks. They're super subtle when they occur. And I think they're incredibly respectful.
Except one, and we've seen it on social media, so I can say it without it being a spoiler. I appreciate what they did, but that wall of names is a little over the top. It's great to go through and try to pick out ones and recognize what characters we know, but there's so many there that whenever they show it, it's distracting, because I'm sure people are going to be like me, and they're going to be trying to see what's on the wall instead of what's going on in front of it with the characters.
Anybody who follows your Killenbrand on social media, he calls out some of these Easter eggs. I'm not going to say what one it is today, but I was stunned at the one I saw, but it made me smile from ear to ear. It's one I hadn't seen before.
Yep.
So be that as it may. I think there's going to wind up being callbacks to all of the new era series by the time this first season is over.
I'm sure. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's the other thing. There's going to be a lot of callbacks, and I'm not going to call these callbacks fan service, because I really don't think that a majority of them are, because what they've done has really worked in the stories that they're telling in these episodes. So it's not something that just like comes out of nowhere, like Nomad in a closet in the first 5 seconds of the first episode of Lower Deck. So while I loved that, I really appreciate how they're handling it with what they're doing with those Easter eggs in the first few episodes of Starfleet Academy.
I believe that fan service is okay. Because without fans, we wouldn't have any of what we have.
I
now.
love
we
it.
wouldn't have, 7 or 8 new series in the last 9 years. 9 years, Dan, since Discovery premiered later this year. I love the fact that we respect what's come before enough to honor it. We do that as fans. Why can't Star Trek do it in the show?
Yeah. Agreed.
I firmly believe that.
Agreed.
So I gotta say, you are all in on Starfleet Academy. I am getting there. I am watching it not only with an open mind, but I'm actually looking forward to the next episode. I have to watch is 4. I've seen number 3. But I'm actively looking forward to it. And I genuinely didn't think I would be. So I'm glad to be wrong. It
doesn't happen often.
Well, thank you. But I really am excited to be wrong, quite honestly.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. I got to tell you, I'm relieved that I love it, because I really didn't think I was going to. I really was like, oh my God, this is just going to be ridiculous. And it is just so refreshing and so good. And I hope everyone enjoys it. And if you don't, that's okay too. But I guarantee you, this is going to be somebody's favorite Star Trek and somebody's least favorite Star Trek. That's the way it is. And both of them are right.
That's the thing. We're lucky to have any Star Trek right now. We know this show's going to run 4 years. We have no idea if there'll be anything after that. So I'm going to enjoy this ride as long as it lasts. I'm here for it. I'm excited by the direction and the tone they've taken in the first 2 episodes. And it seems like Star Trek, and that was my really big worry.
I have one complaint so far.
Other than me, go ahead.
No, one Starfleet Academy complaint.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
tired of those. I'm tired of those robot things that
The
that they
dots.
introduced in Discovery. I'm tired of them. That the special effects have been great. Whenever one of those is on screen, it looks like cheap Scorpion Mummy 2 Scorpion King CGI. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
So
Helen brings up a great point. If you have or haven't seen Starfleet Academy yet, be sure to turn on the closed captions, and you will learn the name of the exocomp character.
interesting. Okay, I didn't know that.
I saw that earlier today, and I need to go back. Well, the stream, what do you call it? The screeners we get don't have closed caption.
Yes.
So
yep.
I'm going to have to go back to Paramount Minus
Paramount
now.
Plus.
And
Minus.
and sorry, I'm still kind of stuck on how much I hate CBS at the moment. I apologize.
Okay, man.
And watch it with the things on. But Dan, I think so far our reaction is 2 enthusiastic thumbs up for
Very
Starfleet
much.
Academy.
Absolutely. Very much so. Sue's got 2 thumbs up too. She loves it. So yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to see what's coming up next, which I have not felt that way in a long time, even with the new stuff like Lower Decks and the End of Discovery stuff, and even Strange New Worlds. I did not have the excitement that I've got right back now with this first 5 episodes or 6 once we watch the next one.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, that's going to do it for us this week.
All right.
We are likely going to be back in 2 weeks, and we may have a guest, we may not. We haven't figured that out yet, but we'll let everybody know what we're doing. I'm trying to get into a cadence, Dan, of Thursday Night Geeks one week and then release the audio the next week.
Okay.
Because somebody has to edit all this shit.
That's what you do such a good job at it, though. We wouldn't want anybody else to do it.
Well, that's true. Unless his name were Dan Davidson.
But then it wouldn't be as good.
That's true. And for those of you still hanging out in the chat, by the way, sometime this year, we're going to work up something special for our Thursday night crew. I've got something in mind that I'm going to talk to Dan about for our Thursday night bridge crew. Those of you who are here every Thursday, and we definitely appreciate you all. Thank you for being here, being part of the show. Thank you for sharing the show and for participating. It keeps us on our toes and helps point out when Dan is screwing up with spoilers. But it also allows us to do random Garcia sightings so that you all have to drink. And that's it. Yeah, my last sip too. So for the unspoken Garcia, for Dan Davidson, for me, and for all of you, thank you for being here for Thursday Night Geeks. We will see you next time. And until then, live long and prosper, y'all.
Coconut. I threw it in there.